first of all, I wanted to thank everyone for being there and say how sorry I am that I'm not there in person. And as you may have explained, I'm just about to shoot a new work in a few days, so that's why I couldn't make it. But just to answer your question, I think this is the very first time that I can recall that any of my video has been exhibited not in a dark space. And at first I was really worried, and as you and I talked about, a lot of my work is always about creating this intimate space, and really it becomes very cinematic in the way that it becomes like a small cinema where people are just immersed in the picture and music. And so I have my doubts, but now I think it's a very powerful presentation for many reasons. One is that even though I make videos, I'm thinking very sculptural, and this idea of double channel, side by side or opposite, in my case, it's a very sculptural intention of putting the audience in very particular position physically and emotionally. And I think the idea of showing it the way you have, it accentuates, it punctuates that sculptural aspect of my relationship to video, because otherwise it becomes very cinematic, if that makes sense. And furthermore, I think that, of course, those who are inside the building, they can hear the music, and that's really great. But I think the essence of the Fury is so much about creating these opposites, the male gaze versus the female gaze, you know, a woman dancing with all this makeup and the man in uniform. And so no matter how you look at it, from where you look at it, you confront it with this idea of a contradiction, a paradox, the duality between the male versus the female gaze, but also a man in power and the woman who's not. So I think all of the images speak a lot, where if you see it in a dark room, you more or less sort of submit to the story, but you don't maybe think about some of the other qualities that I have had in mind. So I think this really, what you have done, so thanks to you, it teaches me a lot in how I could work in the future, where not everything has to be in a dark room. And that also, I think, the way that people view the work from the outside of the building, and I think they still will get something, even though they don't have the music.